This region of the country is currently one of the most important politically. It has a lot of names: the Rust Belt, the Midwest, the Great Lakes, but political people have a different name for it.
There's no way that Donald Trump can break the blue wall, right?
And we've rebuilt the blue wall in the middle of the country that crumbled just 4 years ago.
In the Midwest, he rebuilt the blue wall, and narrowly, but he did it.
Flashback to November 4th, 2008. Barack Obama wins the presidency. Obama really carried the Rust Belt like no other presidential candidate. He won Iowa by 9%, Minnesota by 10, Wisconsin by 14, Illinois by 25%, Michigan by 16, Ohio by 4.6, Pennsylvania by 10, and a narrow victory in Indiana by 1%. That was the peak of the blue wall. It began to crumble in 2012 when Obama failed to win Indiana and had tighter margins in every other state. We know that Trump
Shattered that sucker.
when Trump won Michigan, Wisconsin, and Pennsylvania by less than 1%. He also made gains in Minnesota, only losing to Clinton by 1.5%. Democrats have been speaking about how Biden rebuilt the blue wall. But did he actually? Biden did partially rebuild the blue wall. He won back Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania, while increasing Democrat support in Minnesota, Iowa, and Indiana. If you compare 2016 and 2020 presidential results, it shows that Biden made significant gains in most states compared to Clinton's results. But what if we compare 2020 to 2008? If you compare the 2008 and 2020 presidential results, you see a greater trend favoring Republicans. So why is this happening? Information from the U.S. Census Bureau shows that this region has been having the least amount of population growth in the country. In fact, Illinois was one of the only states to lose population from 2010 to 2018. Let's look at the largest city in the Midwest, Chicago, Illinois. The population peaked in the 1950 census with 3.6 million people. This was largely due to the post-World War II economic boom. Other than a slight increase in 2000, the city's population has been on a downward trend ever since. Other Rust Belt cities follow a similar trend: Detroit, Minneapolis, Milwaukee, Philadelphia, and worst case scenario, Cleveland. This data makes one thing clear: people are moving out of Midwestern cities. These people tend to heavily favor the Democratic Party, and the loss of these voters makes this region very competitive. An important question is, where are the former Midwesterners moving to? The answer is pretty simple. They're moving from the Rust Belt to the Sun Belt. Just look at Houston's population growth over the same period of time that I used for the Midwestern cities. It looks like the complete opposite of the other cities. You see a similar trend in other Sun Belt cities. For example, Phoenix, Austin, and to a lesser extent, Atlanta have all seen their populations explode over the last few decades. I've made a video on this topic before, and essentially it all boils down to the fact that the Rust Belt is getting redder and the Sun Belt is getting bluer. Another side effect of the population shift is how it will change each state's number of congressional districts and electoral votes. With the 2020 census, Texas is expected to gain 3 congressional districts. Meanwhile, Minnesota, Illinois, Michigan, Ohio, and Pennsylvania are all expected to lose 1. In conclusion, people are moving away from the Rust Belt to the Sun Belt, making Democrats more viable in the Sun Belt. This also makes the Rust Belt less valuable electorally and the Sun Belt more valuable. Thanks for watching the video. Make sure to subscribe if you liked it and dislike it if you did not like it. Goodbye.